Chosen One, your enemies are in a panic at this very moment because an order has been signed in the spiritual backstage of the universe, and you have no idea what just happened. The worst is over. It is finished, it has been sealed, and they know it. They felt the tremor. They realized that the person they tried to destroy throughout all these years has just emerged alive, whole, and absurdly stronger on the other side of hell. And now they are desperate, running, trying to set up one last offensive before your new phase consolidates. Pay attention, because in the next 48 hours a trap will be placed in your path, disguised as a reunion, a second chance, a beautiful coincidence. And if you do not understand absolutely everything I am going to reveal to you here, you might reopen a door that God closed with his own hands. You are not here by chance. This video did not appear on your screen because of an algorithm. It appeared because the universe needed to warn you, with urgency, that the heaviest phase of your journey is over. It is literally over. The cycle of suffering that consumed you for months, perhaps years, perhaps a lifetime, has been closed in the invisible records. That constant pressure in your chest, that feeling of carrying a coffin on your back every day, that exhaustion that wouldn't go away even after sleeping 12 hours, all of that had a purpose. And the purpose has been fulfilled. You have been chiseled, violently chiseled, every betrayal, every night crying on the bathroom floor, every overdue bill, every person who turned their back, every door slammed in your face, absolutely all of it served to build within you a resilience that most human beings will never develop. And it is this resilience that will now sustain you in what is about to arrive. Understand one thing. You are not a victim. You were never a victim. You were a soldier infiltrated into a dense reality, placed within impossible circumstances to develop a soul strength that is only forged in fire. And look at you now. You are still standing. After everything. After people who swore to annihilate you. After phases where you didn't know if you'd be able to pay next month's rent. After relationships that sucked your vitality until the last drop. You are still here. And that isn't luck. That is selection. Heaven does not invest this much time chiseling someone who has no mission. You were chosen precisely because your soul could handle it. And now the time has come for the reward to begin materializing in ways that will leave the people who underestimated you absolutely floored. Chosen One, there was a specific period in your life when you prayed and heaven seemed silent. You screamed and the echo returned empty. You begged for a sign and received silence. That silence was the most violent test of all, because it wasn't absence, it was observation. The universe was watching you to see if you would keep walking even without confirmation, even without applause, even without proof. And you kept going, perhaps staggering, perhaps crying, perhaps cursing the heavens, but you kept going. And that is exactly why, exactly because of your persistence when no one was looking, that the door which had been locked for years has begun to turn. The suffering was not a punishment. It was preparation to carry what is coming, because what is coming is too big for a fragile version of you. It needed this maturity, it needed this learning, it needed this strength built in the dark. And it is precisely at this point that many chosen ones fail. They get this far, they cross through hell, they survive the crossing, and when the new begins to manifest, they don't know how to operate this new frequency. They go back to the old way. They self-sabotage, they reopen closed doors. They reconnect with the energy that almost killed them, because no one taught them how to live as the new version. No one taught them the step-by-step to activate the soul's mission, now that the suffering has delivered its gift. And it was exactly for this reason, exactly because of this dangerous blind spot, that I prepared the Mission Estella for you. It is 21 practical days of awakening, a daily challenge that takes your sensitivity, the signs you've been receiving, this restlessness you feel in your chest, and transforms it all into clear spiritual direction with reflections, simple practices, declarations, and exercises that activate the memory of who you came here to be. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. Go there now, and then come back here and write in the comments, "I accept my mission," as a symbolic commitment to the new cycle that has just opened. Now pay attention to what comes next, because this is what separates those who merely survived from those who truly ascend. Closing the cycle does not mean erasing the past. It never will. The scars remain there, and they are beautiful. They are medals. They tell your story. What changes is that the past ceases to have command over the present. You know that memory that used to keep you awake, that name that used to make your stomach turn, that place you couldn't pass by without crying. Observe it now, honestly. It's different, isn't it? It's lighter. It's more distant. It feels like it happened to someone else. This isn't indifference. This is integration. Your soul has processed it. Your soul has digested it. Your soul has metabolized all of that and transformed it into wisdom. And the most concrete evidence that you have changed is this strange peace that is beginning to appear in the places where before there was only chaos. You probably don't fully trust this peace yet. That is normal. After years of living in survival mode, the nervous system has learned to distrust the calm. Every time something good starts to happen, a part of you waits for the next blow, the next surprise bill, the next disappointment, the next betrayal. That is trauma talking. It is not intuition. It is not a premonition. It is an old defense mechanism that is now outdated because the war is over. And your job from now on is to teach your body and your mind that it is safe to receive, it is safe to rest, it is safe to prosper, it is safe to be happy without waiting for the punishment coming right behind, because the punishment is not coming anymore. You have already paid what you didn't owe. You have already served time for crimes you didn't even commit, and the universe owes you, absolutely owes you, a massive reparation. And this reparation comes in many forms. It comes in unexpected money arriving through the back door. It comes in opportunities that appear without effort. It comes in the right people crossing your path at the exact moment. It comes in giant doors opening in areas where you had given up on knocking. It comes in the transfer of generational wealth, breaking financial curses that haunted your lineage for generations. And it comes above all in something that no one talks about, but is one of the most delicious parts of the process. Your enemies will be forced to witness your public victory. Those people who laughed at you, who doubted you, who spread lies about you, who erased you from conversations, who pretended you didn't exist, all of them will have to see with their own eyes you flourishing. And not because you did it for them to see, but because divine justice is like that. It is public, it is spectacular, and it is undeniable. Chosen one, your identity is changing at this very moment, and you might even be feeling the symptoms of this transition without understanding what is happening. That feeling that you no longer belong in the same places, that discomfort when you enter conversations that used to amuse you, that tiredness that appears when you are near people you used to call friends. This isn't a whim. This isn't you becoming arrogant. This is your frequency rising, and everything that vibrates at a lower frequency begins to feel unbearable. You are ceasing to be the person who only reacted to life, who only put out fires, who only tried not to sink. You are becoming someone guided by purpose, someone who makes choices based on vision, not fear, someone who acts from abundance, not scarcity. And this new identity needs to be sustained with consciousness because the world will try to pull you back. And look here, pay very close attention now because this is important. Before the wealth transfer truly arrives, before the giant doors open completely, the universe will give you one last test. It comes disguised. It comes seductive. It comes in the form of a person from your past who seems to have changed. It could be an ex, it could be a friend who betrayed you, it could be a family member who erased you, it could be a partner who sabotaged you. And this person will reappear in the coming weeks with a different energy, apologizing, perhaps crying, saying they've seen it all, that they've matured, that they want a new chance, that they miss you dearly. And it will seem real. It will seem like an answer to a prayer. It will seem like a sign from heaven, but it is a trap. It is the final trap. And if you fall for it, you reset the whole process, you go back to square one, and the new phase is delayed for months or years. How to disarm this trap is something I will tell you in a moment, so stay here with me until the end, because this could save the entire next chapter of your life. In the meantime, understand that your internal transformation is already beginning to redesign everything on the outside. Relationships that seemed solid are beginning to crack. And it isn't you. It's that those connections were built upon a version of you that no longer exists. People related to your neediness, to your dependency, to your role as a savior, to your infinite availability to absorb the poison of others. Now that you no longer perform that role, now that you say no, now that you prioritize your peace, these people feel threatened. They will accuse you of changing. They will say you've become cold, distant, difficult, arrogant. They will try to reactivate guilt in you. Do not fall for it. What they call a negative change is, in fact, your soul finally occupying the space it deserved from the beginning. And those who cannot love this version of you never loved you. They loved what you provided. New opportunities and new people are beginning to appear, but with a different filter. Your energetic field now automatically repels what vibrates in manipulation, scarcity, drama, and victimhood. And it attracts, with magnetic force, those who vibrate in construction, purpose, truth, and expansion. You will start to notice absurd synchronicities, repeating numbers, seemingly casual encounters that open doors, ideas coming out of nowhere and materializing in weeks. This is the quantum field responding to your new frequency. And it is precisely here that most people freeze, because they lack the internal structure to sustain this new version under construction. And that is exactly the point that Miss Estella resolves. It is all in the first pinned comment. Go now before the next wave of synchronicities passes you by without you knowing how to capture them. Now the new chapter that is opening demands one thing from you that perhaps you have never truly practiced: intention. Because without intention, the human system tends to rebuild what it knows, even if what it knows is poison. That is why so many people leave a toxic relationship and enter another identical one. That is why so many people quit an abusive job and find one even worse. That is why so many people promise they will never let anyone cross the line again, and 3 months later they are being stepped on once more. The autopilot is strong. The conditioning is strong. And if you do not do a conscious work of reprogramming, you will rebuild hell with new decor, thinking it is heaven. The wisdom you acquired through suffering cannot be kept away like an ornament. It has to become practice. It has to become boundaries established with clarity, without apologies and without long justifications. It has to become respect for your own rhythm, even when the world screams for you to speed up. It has to become radical care for your energy, treating your field as if it were private property with a no trespassing sign. It has to become brutal selectivity with whom you let near you, with what you consume, with what you speak, with what you think about yourself. Because the new cycle is made of small daily choices, and each choice either builds the new or rebuilds the old. There is no neutrality. And here comes a truth that hurts. Many people who crossed through hell reach this point and give up on the new chapter. Not because they aren't worthy, but because they don't have a map, because they don't have someone telling them what to do on day 1, day 3, day 7, day 14, day 21. Because inspiration comes in waves, but the construction of a new identity needs a method. And you, chosen one, did not come this far, did not survive everything you survived, just to get lost at the starting line now. It was to give you this map that Miss Estella exists. 21 days, one step at a time, for you to anchor the new version, activate the cosmic purpose you brought embedded in your soul, and not allow any trap, any ex, any false friend, any treacherous internal voice to take you off this path. The link is in the first pinned comment. Go there now before finishing this video. Guarantee your access, because the window of activation for this new phase does not stay open forever. And now I need to tell you how to disarm that final trap I promised earlier. That person who will reappear looking transformed, that reunion that will seem like a divine answer, that opportunity to reconnect that will seem like a second chance. The way to disarm it is not to block them on impulse, it is not to argue, it is not to react with anger. The way to disarm it is to stay in silence, observe, and apply a single question. Is this person asking to come back by offering proof or offering a promise? If they are offering a promise, beautiful speech, words of love, future plans, it is a trap. 100% a trap. Proof is months of different behavior from a distance, without contact, without demands, without attempts to move back in. A promise is everything that has been done before and always collapsed. The universe would not send back someone who has already fulfilled the role of teaching you. Every attempt to return an old energy in this specific phase is a test. Pass the test by saying no with your whole body. Even if the mind romanticizes it, even if the heart feels heavy, even if a part of you wants to believe. Say no, and the next phase installs itself definitively. Chosen one, the last thing you need to understand is that to receive all of this that is arriving, you have to let go. Literally let go. That which has already fulfilled its purpose in your life cannot go along into the next chapter. That grudge you still feed in silence, that hurt you replay mentally before sleeping, that expectation that someone from the past will finally acknowledge what they did to you, that victim identity that became a comfort zone, that role of family savior that is killing you inside. Let go. Let go with reverence, thanking it for the lesson, but let go. Because hands that are closed tight holding the old cannot receive the new, and the new is knocking at the door with an intensity you have never felt before. That is why I prepared the Missão Estela for you, and this is the last warning I will give you here. 21 days to consolidate all of this, to not let this window close, to transform this message into practical reality within your life. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video, and the responsibility now is entirely yours. No one will do it for you. No one will click in your place. No one will activate your soul's mission while you wait for the perfect sign. The perfect sign is this video, appearing on your screen on this exact day at this exact moment of your life. If you let it pass, you will look back 6 months from now and understand that the fork in the road was here, now, and you chose the same old path. Don't do that to yourself. Go to the first pinned comment, guarantee your access, and right under this video, I let go of the old and receive the new, as a decree that seals the definitive closing of this cycle. The worst is over. It is absolutely over. You will never face that again because that no longer exists within you. That version that attracted that level of pain was buried in the trenches of your crossing. A new person is being born now, with a soul cleansed of old ties, with a wiser heart, with a sharper vision, with a higher frequency, with a clearer purpose. And this person deserves everything that is coming, deserves the good love that respects, deserves the money that flows without guilt, deserves the doors that open without inhuman effort, deserves the peace that doesn't need to be justified, deserves the public victory that will silence all those who doubted, deserves to exist fully without shrinking to fit into spaces too small for the greatness of your soul. You were chosen, you crossed over, you won, and now finally, your true life begins.